So good day everyone. I am Heidi Arbaco and I am the first reporter in this Module 2 Lesson 2 entitled How the Internet Works. And my groupmates are Miss Apit Maribel and Mr. Arcales Emmanuel. So before that, let us know first of our objectives in this lesson. So our objectives is that at the end of the lesson, students are expected to explain the complexity internet process and illustrate the flow on how the internet works. So how does the internet works? Have you ever wondered that of how internet works but you don't have any idea or deal of technical knowledge about it? It is essential for us to understand that the internet is nothing more than a term used to describe a massive worldwide network of computers connected to share content. But every computer or network device connected to the internet has two things true about it. A physical connection is established via physical cable or a wireless device, and it has the software necessary to interpret, send, receive the various internet protocols. So, let us know first of what is internet. So, what is internet? So, internet, it is a worldwide computer network that transmit a variety of data and media across the interconnected devices. In fact, the word internet came from the word or the concept of what we call the interconnected networks. There are two main concepts that are fundamental to the way on how the internet works or what is its function. These are the packets and the protocols. So let's now proceed to the packet switching. But before we know about what is packet switching, let us know first the word packet. From the word packet, it is a small segment of a larger message, or this one is packet. Before the message gets sent, they are broken into pieces. That's what we call packets. As you can see in the screen, the tiny pieces or the oblong that inside that has PSN is what we call the packet. That is the packets. Information about the contents is also known as the header, which goes to in front of the packet so that the receiving machine knows what to do with the packet. Now let us know the packet switching. So packet switching, it is a small piece of data across the various networks that data chunks or packets shown for faster, more efficient data faster. So it is across the internet using the technique that intermediary routers and switches are able to produce packets independently from each other without accounting for their source or destination. This is designed so that no single connection dominates the network. If data was not sent between computers all at once with no packet switching, a connection between two computers could occupy multiple cables, routers, and switches for minutes at a time. Essentially, one to two people or person would be able to use the internet at a time instead of an almost unlimited number of people, as is the case in reality. Let's receive first the what we call the message plus packets. So, message is what we call the data sent over the internet. That is message. So packets, yun namin ang packets that it is before the message gets sent, it will break into a tiny pieces. So as you can see in the screen, from sent message, the message is divided into packets. That is the packet 1, 2, and 3. And then the packets are sent over the internet by the most expedient route. So expedient route is what we call malahi na siya, o di na siya mapareha o cluster, or the packets will be reordered or reassembled. As you can see, from packet 1, 2, 3, before going to the receiver, the packets are reassembled like this one. Packet 2 is in the top, the packet 3 is in the middle, and the packet 1 is the last one. So that's what we call the packet is ordered or and reassembled. I'll go show some short clip of how of the packets that are reordered and reassembled. This one, the data packets take different routes to their destination. So from host 1, the packets are ordered in green, blue, and red. Green, blue, and red. So from the host 1 to host 2, or from sender to receiver, packets are reordered from green to red, and blue. So from green, blue, red goes to the green, red, blue. So that's how the process of packet switching it was reassembled. So now let's proceed to the protocols. So two types of protocols. We have the internet protocols and the TC or the IP and the TCP or the transport control protocols. So what is internet protocols? So internet protocols is rules that are govern how information is sent from one computer to another computer over an internet connection. Also, it specifies the how computers should send information over the computer to another computer or by sending data with an attached numerical address or the IP address. So another explanation about the IP is that it is a set of rules for routing and addressing packets data so that they can travel across network, arrive at the correct destination. So also it is a network that net layer communication protocols in the internet protocol suit for relaying the datagrams across the network boundaries. So we have here the types of internet protocols, or the IP is the public IP address and the private IP address. So public IP address, it is the accessible over internet, and the private IP address is that assigned to a device for a closed network. So now let us move on to the TCP or the transport control protocol. So what is TCP? So TCP works with IP to ensure transfer of data is dependable and reliable, and then no packets lost to delay negatively affecting data quality. Packets reassembled in proper sequence. So TCP is a transport protocol that is used top of the IP, which ensures the reliable transmission of packets. It is also organizing data in a way that ensures the secure transmission between the server and the client. So this also standard difference that how to establish and maintain network conversation by which application can exchange into data. So the TCP is in the IP is protocols that these foundational protocols that are also encryption and also alternatives to the protocol listed above for different types of content. And because all internet connected computers and other devices can interpret and understand these protocols, the internet works no matter who or what connects to it. That's all. And my report will continue by Miss Maribel Apit. Thank you.
Good day everyone, I am Marvel A. Apit and now I will be continuing the report. So what happens when you surf the internet? There are 6 steps when surfing the internet. Step 1. Your PC or device is connected to the web through a modem or router which allows it to connect to other networks around the globe. So as you can see, to join the same network, a router allows for multiple computers. On the other hand, a modem connects to the Internet Service Provider or the ISP, in which it provides either cable or DSL or the digital subscriber line. Personal PC is called a client as opposed to a server.
When we say client, it is a computers that connect to the internet through an ISP.
For example, your phone is connected to a mobile network or your laptop is connected to a Wi-Fi. On the other hand, when we say servers, these are computers directly connected to the internet. For example, computers that store web page, sites, and applications. Step 2. Type in a web address known as a URL or the Uniform Resource Locator. URL makes it possible for a computer to locate and open a web page on a different computer. For example is that http://www.domain.com or http://www.google.com and many more. Step 3. Your query is processed and pushed to your ISP or the Internet Service Provider. So your ISP has multiple servers which store and send data like a NAP server or the Network Access Protection, and a DNS or the Domain Name Server. NAP server or the Network Access Protection is a Microsoft technology for controlling network access of a computer, while DNS or the Domain Name Server translates the text-based domain name into the number-based IP address. For example is this, on the left side it is the text-based and on the right side it is the number-based. To continue the steps 4, 5, and 6, the next reporter will elaborate more.
Good afternoon everyone. Today I will continue the topic on how internet works. So in the continuation of the step 3, step 4 states that your browser will send a HTTP request to the target server. Step 4 states that after you type a website or any kind of website on your browser will send a HTTP request or Hypertext Transfer Protocol request to the target server. To send a copy of the website, you enter using TCP or IP address. This HTTP is a language used for internet communication. However, your browser will send a HTTPS to the target server. HTTPS is a HTTP file that is encrypted and secure. The only main difference between these two is that HTTPS uses a secure encrypted connection between a web server and a web browser, while HTTP does not. This encryption ensures that any data exchange between the server and browser remains confidential and cannot be intercepted or tampered by unauthorized parties. In other words, HTTPS provides an added layer of security that is not present with HTTP. In step 5, after your browser sends either HTTP or HTTPS request on the target server, Target server will approve your request and send a web files to your browser in a form of data packets. As you can see, browser which will send HTTP request to the server, then server will approve the HTTPS request and send it back to the browser. Then finally, in step 6, the browser page will load of what the user searched on the browser. As you can see, after the server approved the HTTP request, the web page loads of what the users or client type on the browser. So that's all for today's discussion on how the internet works. Thank you.